Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh dear. Oof. Friday, January 3rd, 2025. 13. Oh, 2025. Too many numbers. Let's just get back to. Anyway. Oh, I had a slap on the wrist from these big fellas over here on the YT. I've been listening to a lot of stuff, right? And they've been telling me that I can't say certain words. It's misinforming people. Like I'm your person telling you what you have to do, when all I want to do is create a world in which nobody tells you what to do. Sovereign. So, very strange. Anyway, you have to deal with the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Okay, here's the thing. Right, clever words and all that shite. I was trying to title this little interlude in my morning, and attraction and attraction. Yeah. Oh dear. What are we attracted to? Well, a friend of mine used to use the phrase all the time, shiny penny. It's, you don't want the penny. Ooh, a penny. See a penny, pick it up, and all day long you have a penny. It's weird. What are we attracted to? I'm attracted to intelligence, kindness, expansion. These are things. See, the thing is that if they can find, if the powers that were can find something in your mind, you know, something in your mind that's like, ooh, look at this, then they got you, haven't they? Because you've taken your attention away from your sense of being in this world that is really coming from you. So, oh, look over here, shiny penny. And there's so many shiny pennies. So attraction versus attraction. See, the thing is, they use certain elements. I mean, when I was a child, looking at, the catalog that used to buy things from on the cheap, on the Never Never, had women's bras and knickers in it, and occasionally you'd be able to go into the library and see things like the National Geographic, and you'd open it up and there'd be, native indigenous people from other lands who were topless, and it was like, ooh, it's like, yeah, you're a young man. Now, fucking, you can just download porn. It doesn't matter, and it's graphic and it's out there. The occasional TV show would show somebody getting shot, and you'd hear this, you'd see the gun, and I don't think in most shots from those sort of TV shows, you might get a bang noise and a bit of smoke coming out at the end, and then somebody clutching their chest and falling over. Now you see people getting their fucking heads and arms and legs chopped off. I mean, the thing is, when they run out of these attractors, these things which are attraction, They're like a tractor beam, you know. I mean, on Star Trek, you know, oh, tractor beam. I can't hold it down, Captain. We'll increase the power to the tractor beam. Oh, oh. So they've used shock and awe to its full extent. There's nothing you can't see on this internet, and it's all for free, and it takes away that which was beautiful and innocent. It's taking away the innocence of your children, of your children's children. You know, it's like here in the city in which I live, the city of sin. It's not really the city of sin. Every city's the city of sin, isn't it? Because people think that everything's a sin. There is no sin, but you know, they've got XXX men's, you know, gentlemen's clubs. Well, it's not very gentlemanly, but you go there. I mean, what's XXX? I mean, X-rated is naked, nude girls, you know, or whatever it is, you know. XXX, what they do, take their fucking skin off. I mean, it's orange, definitely. Juicy Lucy. Yeah. So be aware that which is taking your focus away from your journey, because you know, life is a journey. I ain't finished. It's going, you know, people say, what do you want? And it's like, what do I want? I want world peace, right? Okay. Oh, fucking hippie, world peace. Yeah. Will I achieve it? Probably not. But the point is, my world has to start with that, and then I move outward into the world with an idea of what I would like to see in the world. And the distractions are so much, you know, they're all over the place. Attraction, distraction, and it gets you into a point of no action. Oh, really? You just, yeah, well, I'm just sat here looking at it. I mean, gosh, look at that. Oof, look what's on that telly. Oh my God. Go, oof. So I stop interacting. Got you by the balls, mate. Got you by the balls. I know. It's tough. It's tough. And of course, darkness of depression sets in because you're, oof, you know. I ran around trying to help somebody yesterday, and I got pretty frustrated because, you know, it's just, it's trust. People have lost their trust in their fellow man. I don't know why. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense if you lose trust in humanity, because that allows the powers that were to go, ooh, now I've got them. Oi. My digital interface went wobbly yesterday, and I'm pretty sure that this digital interaction is a very controlled system. Yeah, I mean, people turn on their fellow man when they can't trust them anymore. And you have to build trust by being straight and honest and good. And of course, that allows people to prey on you, because the darker forces are manipulating people. So as if I do you a favor, you'll do me a favor. And it's like, that's not I mean, it was some podcaster pontificator I watched the other day, and he kept using these grand phrases. And I mean, I can't deny that I use some of those things I grew up with, which are little sayings that you think, oh, yeah, you know, that sounds good. But if you take it to its extremes, it's not so good. I think the one he used the other day was one hand washes the other. And I was like, yeah, oh, that's not a bad saying. One hand washes the other. But what does it mean? And it's like, you know, you scratch my back and I'll go, oh, thanks, mate. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. See, the thing is, if we're in a world of, oh, you do me a personal favor and I'll do you a personal favor, I mean, they're keeping it. Okay, gonna get sidetracked. Love and peace are what I wish to achieve in this world. Unconditional love, unconditional peace. So I have to be love and peace when I go out into the world. And it's not easy because people are just starting to get really, really pissed off. Why are they getting pissed off? Well, they don't like being lied to. And so they lose their trust. And then they've been isolated for whatever reason from each other for a short amount of time. Wasn't that short, but isolated from each other. And then they're put out into the world with a certain amount of mistrust and frustration. So here we are. So when we start to interact more widely with humanity and be interacting with wonderful people out there in the world, we've got to build back our trust in our fellow man. Yes, isolate, dominate, then recreate. That's what they did. And that's an abusive relationship. It certainly is. Isolate, dominate, recreate. You know, they recreate. You know, yeah, yeah. Can't stay on here too long this morning. I'm still allowed to say things on here, but I've got to be very choosy, which is good. I've got to choose anyway. But you know, I don't want to piss anybody off. I really want to just get people to go, oh, question this. Why would I question this? We've always done it that way. Well, that might be a good reason not to always do it that way. Relationships are hugely important. How you keep your relationship going with the rest of the world is important, and how you get your individual relationships to be healthier um, are the same. It's the same. It's your level of interaction and your interaction of your desire. My desire is to spread love and peace, and that's all I ever want. But the thing is, my objective in a personal relationship sometimes frustrates your partner. The reason it frustrates one's partner is because you spend an awful lot of time trying to turn this great big ship around that is headed, always headed. You know, if you don't stay on that wheel, it always seems to magnetize. Not going to talk about electromagnetic fields, but it's like it seems magnetized to go that way, and you've got to keep your hand on the wheel and just keep turning it. You know a little about this because you live in a boat. My friends Juicy and Lucy are here. So you know, in a personal relationship where your attention and your attraction and your attention to this other person, it is definite and real, but you have a bigger picture to take care of. Not that I'm being sacrificial in any way, because I can do all of it all at the same time. But it's like your personal journey will parallel play with lots of other people, and the more people, the merrier. But your personal relationship with somebody who is as dedicated as you are to making the world a better place, that's an ideal partner. But to find that ideal, I mean, I've been in Los Angeles and single for 12 years. Hasn't happened. And I'm not looking, but the point is, you'd think that the attraction process would enable me to find somebody of similar minds, but it doesn't seem to happen. And I'm not bothered. Really not bothered. Somebody's up early and going to work. One of the people in the compound. It is like living in a boatyard. It really is. I mean, this isn't a boat, but it's, you know, it's like a boat. It's a land boat. All right, I better go because I've got lots of things to do. I'm sorry if it took a more negative turn, because I have to sometimes point out to people who are becoming very aware of the control system just how much that control system doesn't care for them. They think it does. You know, they'll keep voting for the same side even though they keep losing. So much love in this world, and we've got to keep permeating out into society so as that infection. I mean, I had some words come to me and I was thinking, well, this is where I do the automatic writing thing. I should write another song, I should write another poem and then see if it fits to a song, blah blah. And I was thinking about it, and it's like, no, I'll just talk more this year, maybe. I don't know. But then, you know, my moods fluctuate and things happen. But one of the lines that came up was such a pretty infection. You know, what does attract us? You know, caring for others, and you go in there and you're like, wow, oof, you know, you still believe that? Oh my God, that's an infection. Am I an antibiotic? That's a kind of arrogance, isn't it? That's what happens. I can see why people would find me arrogant. I can see that. That's something I saw. These two women I watch on their podcast. They're brilliant, absolutely fucking brilliant, and I enjoy it. And Juicy and Lucy went on one of their chats, and it was a less mind expanding chat, but it was good. And but these two women, it becomes like a comfortable thing, you know. It's like, oh well, they'll tell me about what's going on in the world, and then you realize it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, that's one opinion. You know, you got to really open your mind and your heart. You got to like open up to the world, and that rawness again, it takes some trust. And I'll go back to the line, such a pretty infection. It's like those that are, i'm not I'm not saying everybody needs to be fucking Florence Nightingale, or you know, or some universal picture of a nurse that helps everybody else. You don't all have to become nurses, but we do have to become aware that there are people that are worse off than yourself, that are really doing pretty fucking poorly, and try and help them. And if they say, I don't need your fucking help, which has happened to me many times, I've got to be aware that you can't help people that don't help themselves. And there are a lot of people like that. So it's not my arrogance in thinking that I can fix them, it's their arrogance in thinking that they can isolate themselves in their anger and misery at being infected, which, you know, what do you mean by infection? You know, so it's their arrogance that says, I don't need your fucking help. It's like we all need each other's help. And if we don't if we don't get along, get along, little doggy. Should get one of those Dachshunds, you know, the little get along, little doggy. Get along, little doggy. Yeah. That was always a cowboy thing, wasn't it? And they're still selling the cowboy thing as if it was, you know, the wild, wild west. I live in the western, well, I mean, if you don't count Hawaii, but I mean, it's like I live on one of the most westernmost coasts of a large expanse of land, America. I better get along. Anyway, cheers then. Thanks for popping in, Juicy and Lucy. And we're going to have a chat soon. I don't know how we'll do it. Maybe a Zoom, maybe on Telegram. I don't know. I'll just give you a ring, see what's up. Because I love you guys. Alrighty. Boy, we will find you. Yeah, it's not like I don't stick out like a road cone. Donning the orange. Yeah, whatever. All right. Got a lot to do this morning, so I better get along with it. It's 7 o'clock. Cheers then. Love you.